What's up guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and in today's video I'm going to explain to you why Juliano Massarelli grew so insanely fast on social media and what you need to do in order to achieve the same goals, right? And this video is going to save you an insane amount of time because you're not going to be the next Ruben Onua, you're not going to be the next TGR, you're not going to be the next Brad Skills, you're not going to be the next Iman Gachi, and you're not going to be the next Nick Setting. And if your strategy is as follows, let me just copy what they're doing and I'll blow up too, you're already 10 steps behind on growing your personal brand. Now, before you take that the wrong way, I'm not saying you can't become massive, I'm saying you won't become massive by trying to become someone that you're not. You cannot copy people and think that you will reach the exact same outcome as an individual. And the faster you understand that, the faster that you will actually grow your social media. And this is a quick graph showing you exactly what it means if you try to become them. The growth will be a bit fast at the beginning, but at some point it will stagnate and you won't grow further. But if you focus on your own path and if you focus on your true authentic self, you will grow exponentially and grow insanely fast when it comes to social media followers and building your personal brand that you can leverage and monetize in order to get sales for your product or service. Now, this is the copycat illusion, and this is what a lot of people have, right? And this is exactly what happens because you have one guy doing insanely well, other people are gonna copy it over and over and over and over again, and at some point the copycat will stay invisible for other people because people don't want to see the copycats. They want to see the real creator who came up with something unique and his true authentic self, and they will keep watching him rather than all the other copycats that are out there on social media. Now, here's what most people do. They see someone blowing up, they like the hook style, they copy it, they copy the editing, they copy the captions, they copy the b-roll, the pacing, the thumbnails, the tone, they copy everything. And then they think, if I replicated this formula, I replicate the result that the other person that I copied achieved. But here's what you're copying. You're copying the surface and not the substance, and the format but not the foundation. You might get close and you might get views and followers on your page, but you will never ever be as big as the person that you're copying. And this is what gets you to maybe like 15,000 followers or maybe 32,000 followers, but you will never ever become the person that you're copying because the reason they blew up was not the format, it was the person. And it was doubling down on their personality and their true authentic self, creating videos, not giving a fuck about what anyone thinks of them, and making sure that they stay their true authentic self, and that's what caused them to blow up. Now, let's break this down strategically. Brad Skills came up with a completely unique format, being his true authentic self, posting lifestyle videos, talking videos, high quality videos, sharing everything about his life, sharing everything about his business without leaving one single thing on the table. And that's why people were able to build a connection. When you watch Brad Skills' videos, you feel like you know him as an individual, you feel like you know him as a person. That's why you follow him, that's why you like him, because you know so many things about him. Same for TGR. TGR went a bit crazy, but still people loved it. He had his personality shine through the videos and people could feel that when watching the videos. And that's why he's still pulling in insane amounts of videos and insane amounts of views with his videos, right? And the same for Iman Gachi. Iman Gachi came with something completely new, being the old money, old fashioned guy, but it was him. It was what he always was like, it was how he always dressed, and people could feel it through the screen. And all of a sudden you had all these mini Iman Gachis came out of nowhere, thinking that they would be the exact same like Iman Gachi, thinking they would get the exact same results, but frankly, no one was able to get the exact same results. Same with Andrew Tate. A lot of people started smoking cigars, having button-down shirts on a podcast talking about women and feminism and masculinity, but no one was ever able to get the same results as Andrew Tate because no one was doing it because that's their true personality. And that also brings me to Juliano Massarelli. Right now he has about 560,000 followers. I checked 2 months ago and also said this in one of my videos where he only had 80,000 followers. This is probably one of the fastest growing creators in the info space right now, and the only reason for it is he came up with a new concept with the sales calls that he is doing. He is being his true authentic self in the talking videos and dancing videos that he is posting. People can feel this through the screen and therefore they like him, therefore they follow him, and therefore they trust him for making the videos that he is making and also buying any service that he is offering. Breast Skills didn't blow up because of the dark edits, TGR didn't blow up because of captions, Iman didn't blow up because of suits and cars, Juliano didn't blow up because of the viral audios he used. They blew up because their personality was fully integrated into their content. They weren't performing an identity, they were amplifying who they already were, and that is the big difference that you need to implement into your personal brand in order to achieve the same amount of growth. Now, when someone is fully aligned with their personality, their conviction is real, their tone of voice is real, their energy is consistent, and their perspective on social media is super sharp. And people feel this within the videos that they're watching and the content that you're posting. You cannot fake conviction, you cannot outsource your personality, and you cannot edit authenticity into existence. And that is why Juliano and all these other guys grew so insanely fast on social media. Because his growth wasn't accidental. When he started blowing up, he wasn't posting once a day and thinking something will hit. He wasn't testing hooks every other day, he was posting 20 times a day. And if you don't believe me, go to his TikTok page right now and I will guarantee you within the last 24 hours he has posted at least 15 to 20 short form videos on his page as well as on Instagram. I've been tracking this for the last 2 months. I can guarantee you that this is true, and it's one of the core factors why he grew. He had his personality, he was posting an insane amount of videos every single day. Combining those two things and staying your true authentic self is what will give you an insane amount of growth on social media. And he kept doing this over and over and over again on Instagram. But here's the key, because it wasn't just volume, it was volume in a format people hadn't seen before. He wasn't copying someone else, trying to be someone that he is not, you know. He was trying to look like someone else in the space. He was being his true authentic self. And if we look at his Instagram page here, you can see in any of the videos that he is making, he is his true authentic self. He is posting corny gym videos, he is doing dances, he is doing sales videos, he is doing everything he can in order to be the most authentic version of himself. And that is why he's growing so fast, and you can track down the videos yourself after watching this video. He leaned into his tone of voice, his own expressions, his own personality and craziness in a way, his rawness, and most importantly, his unique way of doing insurance sales. And here I tracked the videos again, and if we zoom in to these videos, you can see, and this is what I tracked today while making this video. 7 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 13 hours ago, 15 hours ago, 15 hours ago again, 15 hours ago again, this is not the same video, 16 hours ago, 16 hours ago. As you can see, he is almost posting 2 videos every single hour. 20 hours ago, 20 hours ago. Here another one 20 hours ago, 21 hours ago. And here 1 day ago, and another one 1 day ago. And as you can see here, about 15 videos posted in one single day. And you're out there thinking, if I post 1 video a day, I will break a record, I will do enough, I will get the growth that I'm hoping for. Frankly, you're not. And I want to be honest about it. 10 to 20 times a day, of course, isn't normal. But if you really want to make a difference, you know your strategy, you know your personality, and you know what you want to put out there, you need to post as much videos as possible, especially on trial reels and TikTok. But neither is trying to build a personal brand, right? Like 10 to 20 times a day is not normal, but if you want to build a personal brand, you cannot play it safe. You need to go crazy. An extreme output plus a unique delivery plus being your true authentic self is what will get you the insane growth that all these big creators are currently getting. And even if Juliano had copied someone else and posted 20 times a day doing the exact same thing, it wouldn't have hit the same for the people watching, and he wouldn't have gotten the growth that he has gotten. Now, why copying is limiting you? You suppress your natural personality. You start talking like them, you start pacing like them, you start thinking like them, and your content feels slightly off. Not terrible, but just off, because it is not you. And people can feel this through the screen, and people can feel this while watching your videos. Now, if you copy Breast Skills, people will just watch Breast Skills. If you copy TGR, people will just watch TGR. If you copy Iman, people will just go ahead and watch Iman. Why would someone choose the replica over the original? You're entering a market as the second version of someone else. That is already a losing position. You compete in someone else's lane, and you're never gonna win if you're gonna compete in someone else's lane. And even if you would gain some traction, you cap at your own ceiling. You're building a brand that isn't sustainable. Eventually you get bored, you feel fake, you lose intensity, and the audience feels it, and therefore your personal brand will stagnate and the growth won't be as big as it used to be. Now, this is what really works, and this is probably the most important part of this video, because you need to stay your true authentic self, your full own ambition, What do you want to accomplish by posting these videos, and what do you want to accomplish by growing this personal brand? Your own unique edge or story that differentiates you from anyone else within the market that you're operating in. What is your unique story? Real confidence is what people will feel through the camera. Just like how I'm explaining this video right now, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I've been doing this for 4 years, and therefore I can speak with such an amount of confidence on this video. And then what is your perspective on the world or the business field or the niche that you are operating in? Share that perspective and make sure that people can resonate with it, like it, or have their opinion on your perspective. Stop asking, how do I look like someone successful? And start asking, how do I amplify who I already am in the videos that I'm posting? And don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that you don't study them, or that you don't learn from them, or that you don't analyze their structure or their strategy, because you absolutely should do this. But you should only copy the frameworks, the systems, and the principles that they are implementing. How to structure the right hooks, how to create tension, how to create belief shifts within the videos, how do they position themselves as an authority within the market. These things you can learn from and you can copy into your own strategy. What you cannot copy is the personality, the way they are on camera, the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they dress. That is not something that you should copy because people would feel it. But the delivery must be yours, as I said. Your own tone of voice, your own cadence, your own view on the world, and your own life experience. Because that is the only thing in this market that cannot be replicated by someone else. Let's say your personal brand start taking off and you actually start growing because you state your true authentic self. No one else can copy who you are. No one else can be the exact same as you are. The algorithm doesn't reward clones long term, and you need to understand this. And when your personality is strong, your content has an edge, and when it has an edge, your content creates attention. And as mentioned in many of my other videos, when you create attention, you have an insane amount of leverage that you can turn into an offer, a product, or maybe a service that you want to sell to the audience that you have online. And that brings me to the end of this video. As I said at the beginning, you're not gonna be the next Ruben or Samuel Onua. You're not gonna be the next TGR. You're not gonna be the next Brad Skills, Nick Setting, or Iman. You have to amplify who you already are and make sure that people can feel this in the videos that you're creating. Now, without further ado, quick side note, spam trial reels, post 10 to 20 times a day. Don't give a fuck about what other people are telling you to do or what other people say to you online. Just make sure that you build that personal brand that you always wanted to build and try to be as much of yourself as possible. And that being said, hopefully I see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was valuable. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.